Hello.
What is going on, guys? It's Triple G here, back with another Borderlands 3 video, and today I'm going to give you a complete guide into Arms Race, what you need to do, what you can get from it, and some of the best strategies that you can use to get the best loot in the most efficient time. Guys, if you enjoyed this video, please consider subscribing to the channel or join us over on Twitch. We stream 5 times a week. Otherwise, let's get straight into this video. So one of the first things that you'll notice about Arms Race is it is incredibly different to anything that has gone before on Borderlands, and that includes all the Borderlands games in the series. So what you're going to need to do first is travel to Sanctuary, and on the left hand side by the respec machine you will see a poster, and whilst I will not spoil who actually speaks to you about that poster, what I will say it is 2 returning characters and you are really going to enjoy it. Once you have spoken to these characters and they have given you a brief understanding of what it is that's going to be going on, you're going to travel to a certain area. When you get there, you will notice that you will have 0 guns and 0 equipment, nothing in your backpack. You're not even holding anything in your hands. Now, there's nothing to panic at here. This is exactly how it's intended. Arms Race is essentially like a PvE battle royale. You're going to be dropping into an arena, and this arena is full of enemies and full of loot. So before you drop in, you will have a couple of switches left and right, just like little quest steps, just so you can get the portal open. They will give you a brief understanding of what you need to do, and then essentially you will drop in. Now, when you drop in, first of all, you'll notice that you don't have anything at all, so you're going to want to find a chest or and a weapon, or try and kill an enemy with a melee. I would recommend you go and find that chest first. So you will find the chest kind of spreaded out the map. If you look at the map here, you will see that the map itself is made up as a kind of an island. There are chest icons, respawn icons, and eventually there will also be airdrop icons that turn up on the map as well. Now, when you drop in, go and find yourself a weapon. You'll notice that in the first crate is always a white weapon and shield. Do not worry about the fact that these items are white or green or blue. These items, if you get the right item, it won't matter what color it is, it will carry you all the way to victory. So once you've got yourself a weapon, the first thing you're going to want to do, and this is a strategy of mine, is work out where the circle is and go to the farthest edge of that circle you can, and to find a chest icon and a loot room. These chest icons are special little kind of mini arenas or mini segments where there'll be a set amount of enemies that defend that room. Kill those enemies and you get a chance to open up those chests and a chance to get loot. Again, there are 2 types of loot in this section. You have loot that you can use then and there, and loot that you will eventually have to extract. So let's say, for instance, you open a chest and you get a weapon that you want to extract. The reason why you'll know that it is a weapon that you want to extract is it will have a icon on the top that says needs to be extracted, cannot be used in here, in big red text, and if you try and equip it, it will not let you. So there is a way to extract things, but there are 2 ways that you can do it. So there are extraction machines periodically across the map, and then there is one at the boss. Get something that you really want and you don't want to risk fighting the boss at the end, then absolutely extract it before you do. But just bearing in mind that the extraction machines probably have enemies along the way, so if you get something that's absolutely G-roll, just be careful. In the other hand, what you can have is a weapon, like say for instance, so I had one run where I had a turbo 10 gallon. Now in Mayhem 10, turbo 10 gallons aren't necessarily that great. However, in this arena, any legendary weapon suddenly becomes something that is very good indeed. It will change the way that you view the weapons going forward for sure. So what you want to be doing is hitting as many of these loot rooms as possible in as fast as time as possible without dying. Obviously there is a risk reward that, you know, the more enemies you take on, the more risk you have of dying, but you obviously have the greater risk of finding more loot. Now, as of when I made this guide, you were actually able to drop down into the boss straight away and kill the boss. However, you are severely limiting the amount of loot that you are getting. Although you are speeding up the run, you can drop in, kill the boss, he probably will drop you a legendary and just extract that legendary. In terms of loot, there are a ton of weapons, artifacts, shields, and new class mods that are linked only in Arms Race. This is the only place that you can get these items from. These will not drop in the world. You have to play Arms Race to get them. So you've got yourself to the edge of the map, you've got a few chests, you've got yourself a decent amount of equipment, and on the way you see airdrop incoming. Now airdrop will drop in and essentially will drop with a few enemies. Now you can actually just Robin Hood these, quickly run up to them, open them, see what's in them and run off, but my preferred thing would actually be to kill the enemies. Now obviously if you're a solo player and you're trying to kill those enemies, that can be quite difficult, but also if you're trying to Robin Hood that chest and the enemies get you down, you don't have any guardian ranks in here, so you can't aim while in fight for your life. So if you are going to try and Robin Hood it, make sure that you're doing it at the right times, because that can be a real challenge for you going forward. So you've got all your loot, you've got everything you want. So there is 2 vending machines just before you fight the boss. My recommendation to you would be go and sell all the stuff that you don't want, because there is a potential for you to then get a grenade or shield that can really help you in that fight. The boss fight himself is really simple. He has 3 bars. He has a shock, a armor, and a flesh bar. So make sure you've got the coverage. My recommendation would be, if you're looking for weapons as you go, anything TDO or Malawant will do you very well in the fight itself. Once you've killed the boss, you will then go to the extraction area where you can extract one for one final time. Just a note on this, that it does extract straight to your bank, but there is a failsafe in place if your bank is full. But don't abuse this, guys. I would recommend clearing out your vault beforehand. Guys, that is it for Arms Race in its entirety. Like I said before, it is individual to itself. The items, etc., unless you extract them, they won't come out of Arms Race. You have no action skill, you have no equipment whatsoever, so it is just purely on your gun skills as they go. Ignore the fact that these items have anointments on them, because the reason the anointments are there, because if you wanted to extract them, say you got a stagecoach with consecutive hits, you could extract that. The anointments themselves, most of them actually don't work while you're in Arms Race. So although it is frustrating if you got one in there and you haven't got an action skill to use the ASC, if you were to extract that, at least it would have the anointment in going forward. Guys, that is it for today's video. If you have enjoyed this video, please consider subscribing to the channel or join us over on Twitch. We stream 5 times a week. And otherwise, I'll catch you on the flip.